The US presidential candidate, Donald Trump, very controversial, we all know, and very polarizing. He's been indicted again. What, in your opinion, is going on with Donald Trump? What's happening over there?
Well, it goes back again to the Federal Reserve. I hate to keep putting it in these terms, but it really is important. There's a group of people in this world that run shadow governments. It's very clear that's what we're dealing with. You can call them the World Economic Forum. I think that's a front organization for something that's far worse than that. And they work very hard to get both monetary and political control over a country or over a geography. And they have monetary and political control over the European Union. We've got the ECB, and Klaus Schwab's appointed consigliere Christine Lagarde. We have Ursula von der Leyen running the European Commission. In the United States, they have political control, with Joe Biden being a frontman for Obama's fourth term, because I actually think that Obama was running the country, now that you look at it, during Trump's presidency, on everything important in his little shadow government that he was running out of his townhouse in Washington, D.C. with Susan Rice and Valerie Jarrett. But at the same time, they don't have monetary control, because you've got the commercial banks saying no to CBDCs, no to all of this, these grand ideas of fighting climate change and all of that, right? All of that fourth industrial revolution stuff that Schwab likes to talk about. So without monetary control of the U.S., it's very difficult. And without the U.S. under their complete control, there's no way that they can implement what they want to implement. So the 2024 election is insanely important to them. And if you think that our elections were hinky in 2020, you ain't seen nothing yet. But at the same time, the strategies for that will have to change. I've always been very cynical about American elections. I've always said that, whatever party cheats best wins. I've always said this. This is just my personal opinion. I didn't vote before Donald Trump for president, because what was the point? I can have a globalist from the GOP, or I can have a globalist from the DNC. Not a dime's worth of difference between them. So, two wings of the same bird of prey, as my friend Tom Woods likes to put it. They're going to do what they have to do to maintain political power, because their goal now is, can they outlast Jerome Powell? Because Powell will retire or be removed in 2026. And, they've saddled him with a whole bunch of, ugly Janet Yellen types on the Fed Board of Governors. Powell has had a lot of his support taken away from him. So, and he's still able to run ride herd over the Fed. That's clearly what this is about, because in order for them to ride through the sovereign debt crisis that I've outlined, they need to default on that debt, and they need to replace that system with something else. And their preferred solution is a central bank digital currency, a digital euro, a digital this, a digital that, a digital dollar, at a retail level, and not to be confused with a wholesale digital currency like FedNow, which is just a back-end payment layer and just an updating of the old terrible and inefficient interbank and intercentral bank payment system. So, yeah, I'm being careful with my words here, but the reality is that I expect them to cheat like you've never seen before. And I expect social unrest and the summer of violence like we saw in 2020 and 2016. I expect it all, and I expect a contested election no matter who wins. Hi, I'm Tom Luongo, and you're watching Think Smart Education.